Evelyn, what are you grateful for?
Oh, there are so many things that I'm grateful for, Roland. This is one of the practices that I have every single day. And I think about all the things that I'm grateful, and I try to think of something different every day because this gives me so much. You know that it's scientifically proven that when you're grateful, you can't be angry or you can't be upset or you can't feel any negative feelings. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is when you wake up in the morning and when you think about how grateful you are that you woke up, that you have another wonderful day ahead of you, and that you start thinking about the other things you're grateful for, your day can start a lot better. You can also feel a lot better, definitely. And this gives you the meaning, this gives you the why, because I think it is very important for us to know why we're doing things and also to be grateful for what is happening and for the lessons. 2020 was a very tough year, and it was more difficult than ever to find gratitude, to find gratefulness in things. But it's about practicing, it's about wiring our brain. So what are you grateful for?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting question because I'm asking for myself every day. And normally how I start my day, it's honestly, I try to look at least 3 items, either small or big. Could be kind of small, meaningless for other person, but for me, maybe not that at the moment. And just go with the flow and be in a moment, basically. So I can't really name specific things, like we can start with my health, or we can start with my background, or start with actually I have somewhere to live, and it's a nice place to live, and maybe someone else will not. But to be honest with you, I more want to talk about with you, how do you practice actually gratitude? So what's your way to switch your mind and not to be just in a rut like you were doing just because of the sake of it, but you really feel it from the heart, actually. You know, I really feel that. So what's your way? What do you do?
Yeah, I agree with you that you need to really feel it. So I do a very conscious session with myself. So I know that this session, this 2-3 minutes, are really dedicated to me thinking about what I'm grateful and putting all of my emotions into that. Just by saying I'm grateful for XYZ doesn't help. You need to feel it. You need to feel it inside your heart, and you need to know that this is really what you're grateful for. So it is a very, very conscious way of being grateful. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm so thankful for XYZ, as I said. You have to feel it with your whole body, with all of your cells, in order to make a difference. It's kind of rewiring your brain, as I mentioned earlier, and really feeling it, giving it that emotion. Is there anything that you practice?
Yeah, normally when you're saying practice, normally what works for me is always go with the flow. Sometimes meditation goes for me, short meditation to what I'm actually grateful for, and just moving the flow to that moment. Many times, by the way, this comes to my mind or comes with questions when I was walking for a longer time. I try to walk at least 2 or 3 times, a bit more longer distance. I would say 1 hour, 1.5 or 2 hours. Normally on the weekend I can afford it. Otherwise my busy days would be break up quite heavily. So normally when I'm walking for long distance and your mind is in a nature and my mind is fully just switch off, just naturally, consequently of the actions what you do is a monotone walking. And that's for me the perfect moment. Many times it just occurs to me. I'm just happy. I just feel like, oh, I'm happy for this, happy for that, or just literally come to your mind and you are just go with the flow and literally you're not thinking, should I think of this? But it's come actually before the way. I hope you understand. More like upside down. So you feel it first and after that actually thinking, oh, actually I'm grateful for this. So it's for me these things work really well. But I'm not focusing every day to have the moment to actually spend some time at least once to think about these things, but many times it's come naturally.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is part of the everyone that is talking about mindfulness. What is mindfulness is all about being in the present and appreciating the present and feeling it as well. And I think what you were just saying is once you go for a walk, you just be there, listening, for example, to the nature, listening to the birds singing, or feeling the wind in your face or in your hair, or something like that. It's just very simple, small things that make a whole difference. Just being right there and not thinking about all the other stuff, and just being grateful for all these kind of experiences at the same time.
You know what? In addition, someone I was speaking with someone a few days ago, and a person was similar shoes, like I think many of us who listen in this channel, listening this video, or watching this video. He asked me, okay, great, I have a job, okay, I'm grateful for, I have a life, I'm grateful for. But he had this tone, he had this attitude, and he asked me, okay, but how do you do? So tell me what exactly you mean by that when you're grateful for. And I just tried to explain to him, it's very simply, basically you are shifting your mind, what you have, and putting yourself or pushing yourself away what you wanted to have or what you had in the past. So it's you consciously putting yourself on that situation, on that mindset, which is not thinking positive or being I'm not talking about these big words, just literally you are just doing this, a little zoom, and let's see, I start complaining about this, but let's leave this for one side, and what do I have? And from that questions, actually you start thinking without comparing yourself with others, and start thinking, actually I'm grateful I have this, and actually I have that. And this could be non-material things. And I think I try to explain to him actually that should help or could help or will help to get this shift in your mind and just go back to the happy state, let's put it this way.
Yes, I agree. I'm not really preaching positive thinking. It doesn't work for me at all, what you mentioned. But what is important based on what you're saying is basically what you focus on, where your focus goes. So what is that thing? Do you focus on the things you have? Do you think so? Or do you focus on the things you don't have? Do you focus on the things you can control, or do you focus on the things that you can't control? And this is so important. It completely changes. So imagine if you focus on things you can't control, then your emotional state will be completely different, because these are things that are really out of your hands. There's nothing that you can do. But when you focus on the things you can control, you are always in a state where you're doing your best. And this is absolutely kind of brings so much joy and so much gratefulness.
Yeah, I watched many videos about this topic, and I was thinking, but I felt from a person, he's telling, or he or she telling something, it's practical, but I didn't feel actually it's coming from the person's actual practice. So I think summarizing down from my end is definitely, when you practice gratitude, you are just purely focused on what is in it in you, and what you could do right now, what you can control, what is in your power, what you could do. Thinking about big things is important. Setting up big goals is important. But when you are in that state, you are focusing on, okay, great, I will be there one day, great, not a problem at all. But right now, this is what I'm grateful for. And one more thing, important thing, which I heard recently, one interesting observation, when you focus on shifting your mind to that moment, you start expanding it. I'm not sure, did you experience that? So you start with small, but what are the things I'm grateful for today? Well, maybe this, maybe that, whatever you have in your mind. And when you start going into that mindset, you start this expanding. And this is well. So that little bubble, what you're creating, and start wondering, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Actually, you will feel more and more happiness. I'm not sure the right word.
Yeah, and I think what I would like to say to the people that are watching us, you guys have the power to consciously decide on what you focus. And this statement itself is really powerful. You have the power to consciously decide on what you want to focus. Thank you so much.
Thank you.